Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow, 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 ow.
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to today on this beautiful, at least for us, beautiful rainy August day, August 4th. It is like 74 degrees and rainy, and but welcome, because it's sunny in here. It is always sunny in the Church of the Last Resort. Yes, indeed, always sunny. Better than Philadelphia. As a matter of fact, fuck Philadelphia. That's how sunny it is here. Now, if you live in Philadelphia, you may not appreciate that comment, but if you are living in Philly and you've never been to the Church of Last Resort, like I said, fuck Philly. Now, children, brothers and sisters, welcome. Anyone who's coming for the first time, anyone who's coming for the second time, anyone who's coming and surprised they came because they hadn't come in a while. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Lord have mercy. Yes, indeed. We know that with all the thousands of things and choices that you have to watch on the internets, that you don't have to be here. And if you're here watching, bless you. God bless you, and God keep you. God keep you watching, and God keep you safe. That's what God keep you doing. Yes, indeed. If you're doing this for the first time, I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, and welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am, like I said, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. People have also called me the Racy Reverend, the Pervert Pastor, the Vile Vulgar Vicar of Vice, the Sexy Shepherd, the Missionary Man, the Dirty Deacon of Doggy Style, that nasty nigga, and today I am one tired motherfucker. Oh, man. Really tired. But the point is that I come by many names and by many methods, but this morning I'm so tired, I'm not coming at all. I'm telling you right now, my flight landed at 6:05 this morning, okay? 6:05 my time, all right? 6:05, by the time I got my luggage, which I swore to God I thought was lost. I thought my luggage was lost because my friends, GD and Douglas, they both got their luggage, you know, and I'm still waiting. And the reason why I was a little nervous was because 10 minutes before we left the ship, 10 minutes before we're supposed to get off the ship. Okay, did I tell you where I was? Okay, those of you who watched last week's episode know that I was on a cruise with some friends. We're out trying to save souls and and check off some things on the bucket list. And so we flew out to the Seattle, did a cruise of Alaska, not the whole state, just like up like this, woohoo! And then we came down and hit British Columbia, and then went back into Seattle. And the funny thing is, you can see Seattle from British Columbia. You can see Washington State from Vancouver. You can stand right there and look and see it. Washington is closer to that little town we're in, Vancouver. Is closer than the next city actually Vancouver proper. We were in Vancouver improper, but we were still in British Columbia, and they called it Vancouver, but it wasn't Vancouver proper. It was Vancouver improper. And we were like, the name of the next city from us was like 5 hours away in one direction, but the U.S. was only like 3 hours in that direction. Yeah, if you went like that way, US, 3 hours. You go that way, the next city, 5 hours in Canada. That's right. So that's what we were. We were on a cruise and checking off things on the bucket list. Now, I'm going to be a little winded because I also, if anybody knows anything about cruises, well, first of all, before I keep going like this, let us begin. We have to begin in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Yes, indeed. So here's the deal. We did the cruise and everything seemed to be fine. Okay, first of all, I have a lot to bitch about, but I have some thank yous also, and I have some opening prayers. So why don't I just do the opening prayers first, okay? Like I usually do. I'm not going to change things up just because I'm fucking tired, all right? Okay, so please bow your heads unless you're driving your car or your significant other. And if that is the case, just close your eyes and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. It sounds like somebody's praying a little bit too hard. That's okay. And now for our disclaimer. Although all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered or answered in the manner that we like. Some restrictions apply, void where prohibited. There was our disclaimer. Now, first prayer. Dear Lord, forgive the little motherfuckers that brought the flu onto the ship. Okay? We were on the ship. We're supposed to be sailing, but some asshole brought the flu onto a cruise. Okay? The flu belongs on the airport. Okay? It's right there in the name. Airplanes fly, and it's a flu. Okay? Right there, plain as fucking day. All right? When you're on a cruise, you're not supposed to be getting the flu. When you're on a cruise, you're supposed to be cruising. Right there in the name. Cruise, cruising. Fly, flu. Okay? Right there in the name. So, Lord, forgive that bastard or bastards, because I'm not. I'm miserable. I am so fucking miserable. And not only that, I've been away from Ramona for like 8 days and 7 nights. Okay, 2 date nights I missed. And now I'm sick and I may have to wait till a third day. Oh, Lord. Lord, my loins are angry. I'm angry from my head down to my head. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. And I'm frustrated because I'm angry from my head down to my head. Lord have mercy. So whoever that little fucker is that brought the flu onto the cruise, Lord, you forgive him because I'm not. And if I find that little bastard, I'm ripping him out I'm ripping out his tonsils because apparently he's not using them anyway. And I got an idea like I said, I know there's more than one bastard because I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna tell you I did not write a sermon for today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't have time. And I know this is important, but I didn't have time. I was doing a lot of stuff. I didn't have time. I was sampling different types of liquor, so I didn't have time. I was eating different types of food, so I didn't have time. I was meeting all kinds of people, so I didn't have time. I was meeting new people and trying to save souls, so I didn't have time. Okay, and the walking and the traveling and the walking and the bike riding and the climbing and the stuff, so I didn't have time. All right, and I hope you forgive me. And if you have the time, you can forgive me if you got the time. All right. But don't worry about it. If you don't have time, don't forgive me. Don't worry about it. I'll be all right. Lord have mercy. I'll be all right. Even though I got something that somebody gave me, and it could be worse. It could be the clap, and I'd have a hell of a time explaining that. But it's just a flu, and I know it's a flu because Doug's got it too, and so does GD. We all got the flu. There's no way all three of us will have the clap. Not happening. But the flu, we can all get, and my throat's scratchy and itchy and scratchy and sore. And at first, again, I'm a move forward and then backwards. Let's put it this way. I'm just going to go all over the place and I'm going to cover everything. I want to go in a chronological order. Okay. All right. But I don't think I can because I have so much on my fucking mind. And let's put it this way. Okay. So let's finish praying. Okay. Let's finish praying. Lord, bless the crew of the Norwegian Bliss. They did a good job. They did their job. Okay. They made sure there was entertainment to be had. They made sure there was food to be had. They made sure that we were safe and did not do a Titanic. They did their jobs. Okay. Now we paid a lot of fucking money for them to do their jobs, but they did their jobs. Because some people you can pay a lot of money and they don't do their fucking jobs. I'm not even talking about the Supreme Court, but I could be. Okay. I'm not talking about Congress, but I could be. You understand what I'm saying? There's some people you pay a lot of fucking money and they don't do their jobs. The crew did their jobs and they got a lot of fucking money for it. At least the crews did. I don't know how much the people get paid. I have no idea. All right. And they come from all over the world. Okay. It was that little ship, that cruise ship probably had like 1,000 crew members on it. And they were from all over the world. I mean, the Philippines, China, Japan, India, Guatemala, the United States. That may be the only country nobody was there from. Australia, a lot of Aussies and a lot of Philippines. A lot of Filipinos, a lot of Aussies. Lord have mercy, a lot of them. And I don't think there are any U.S. citizens working the ship. That's odd. Well, I take that back. The comedians, there were 2 comedians. I'm not going to mention them by name unless they return my messages I sent to them. Because they kind of, funny. Comedians are kind of funny. But they're funny, ha. Some of them are funny, ha. But all of them are funny, like, woo-hoo-hoo. Okay? So, yeah, not all comedians are funny, ha. But every last one of them are, right? So, and these 2 are like, so, so those are only 2 people that I know from the United States that were on a cruise ship that were being paid to be there and working. The only 2. And I met a lot of people on that fucking ship. I talked to a lot of people because that's my job. I'm a minister. I'm a reverend. I talk to people. I try to save souls. I try to help people with their problems. And I listen to people. And I listen to a lot of people on that cruise. I listen to a lot of fucking people. And not one person that I listen to do this. Not one. See? None of them. None of them did that. None of them did this. None of them did that. None of them did this. None of that. You know why? I don't fuck with those kinds of people. I'm not trying to save their souls. I'm trying to stay far away from them so I don't kill them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So those people I stayed away from. I don't know where I am in the prayer, but the crew needs to, I'm praying for the crew. Bless the crew. Yes, indeed. Bless the crew. They did a good job, especially the cruise director who befriended GD, gave him some solid, helpful advice on, if he wants to work a cruise ship, what he's got to do, because you just can't just work a cruise ship. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do some things. You gotta go through some hoops. And the cruise director, gave GD some hoop lessons. Hoop lessons. And gave it up, and he and GD got to perform. I'll let GD talk about that on Monday's show. But he did a bang up job. Matter of fact, kind of pissed me off because there were people who didn't even see him perform going, I heard you were really funny. I heard you were really funny. I got to see you. So that word of mouth was like, yeah. So and not nobody came to me and said, Reverend, I heard you give a mean sermon. And so I was a little bit jealous, but that's okay. That's how it works. You can be jealous with your friends, just don't be envious. Or you can be envious and don't be jealous. You know something? You can be happy for your friends and still want what they got, but not want to take it from them. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know which is jealousy or envy. I don't know. I just know that motherfucker was annoying after a while because he's like, you hear that? They chant my name behind my head. And they did. There was actually, we were actually on a bike tour. We were on a bike tour riding our bikes. There's some kids behind going, GD, GD, GD. They're like, chump, 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 chump. And he was trying not to like let it go to his head because he's not used to that. Nobody yells GD behind his head unless they're yelling some other cuss words, they just said GD, but they were actually hollering his name, And so it was he had a productive. He set out. He had 4 things on his bucket list, and he accomplished 2 of the 4. So if you were a baseball player batting 500, you'd be like, all right, If you just GD batting 500, you're like, what the fuck is that? He actually bat more than 1. He bat 500. Oh Lord have mercy. I think it's gonna be a cold day in hell today. So, like I said, it was really really fun for him. Not so much for me, because for me it's work. It's about the work, Try to save some souls, help people out from like Australia, and all over the place. So I'll pray for the crew. They did a good job. Now, also want to pray for the motherfucker who's responsible for the Wi-Fi and the internet, because that bastard, that motherfucker, made many lives miserable on there, because the internet, the Wi-Fi was not working. Okay, we had planned on doing shows. We planned on being productive from the cruise, even though we were on the cruise, and like 4 hours difference. Like when it was like the show, like the Coffee of the Dog starts at 9 a.m. Eastern, and for us it was 5 a.m. Pacific. Okay, even beyond Pacific, because it was 3 hours difference in 3 hours difference in California, but we were up in Alaska, so it was 4 hours difference for us in Alaska. And I don't even know what that time zone is called. It's not Pacific. Maybe it's called Alaska time. I don't know. Canadian West Coast, I don't know. Alaskan West Coast, but it was 4 hours difference. But we got up and we kept trying, and every fucking day we tried. And even got to do this. One time we thought we had the signal, and GD was like trying to log in, and I'm holding the antenna like this. I'm standing out on the dock on we had a balcony. I'm standing out on the balcony like this, trying to get signal like this, and GD's like saying, move to the left, move right. And I'm like this, and I'm like this. Shit. Like this, like hammer time, just like this hammer time, and trying to get it in. And the closest we came was once I think that may have been on a Wednesday or something, and we got the little squiggly, little whirly thing like this. We got that, and we couldn't hang on to that even, and dropped it. So we tried, and none of that. And this was pissing people off. We paid for that. We paid $100 for like 150 minutes. All right. We paid for that, and it was not working. It wasn't even, we couldn't even fucking send and receive emails. Okay. Text messages. Yeah. And this is like the pissy thing. If I sent a text with a picture, would not go through at all. Could not send a picture, could not receive a picture. So if someone was sending me a picture or anything with anything attached, wouldn't go through. And it would just sit there and pile up like a bunch of planes over LaGuardia, waiting to land. It's just like email after email after email, just sitting there like this. And just saying undelivered. No, it's like it didn't say undelivered. It's not delivered because it's just there. It's just a gray thing. And if you push on it, like with the little download arrow, you push on it and it just spins. And if you push on the other one, that one spins. None of them would download, none of the pictures. And that didn't matter how many bars you had. How many bars you had, how many bars you went to, how many bars you paid for, didn't matter. You couldn't see it, couldn't see an attachment. I want to send my wife a picture of something that happened there. I want to send them on a nice picture, beautiful picture. Couldn't send it. Could not fucking send it. Pissed me off, man. Pissed me off. You couldn't send a picture, couldn't receive a picture. The internet was fucking awful. It was the worst internet I'd ever paid for in my goddamn life. Oh, Lord have mercy. So that was that. So, Lord, I'm praying for the IT people, whoever it is that's responsible for taking our money and not giving us good product over on the Norwegian Bliss. That was fucked up. That was really fucked up and nerve-wracking and angering and pissing people off. That's what it was doing. Angered. Yes, angered me. I got angered because that was not right. You don't pay that kind of money for stuff and then shit don't work. That's not right. And fuck trying to get your money back. All right. Now, the food was decent. It was decent food. I of course, they may have had gourmet food in one of the highfalutin restaurants that I couldn't go to. Like they have this one thing called the Haven, okay? And these people are like the elite of the elites, all right? They get special treatment. Okay, when we all leave the ship, when we all coming back, we get these there's 12 things that we can come back through, and get scanned and body cavity searched and shit like that. But the Haven people, there's a guy like this with a little sign, just like this. A sign like this. Doing just like this, holding a sign, and it just says Haven. That's it, Haven. And those rich motherfuckers who got that kind of privilege just go like the back secret doorway into like La La Land. They had their own floor. I don't think they even had to meet with us. One strayed. And GD and Douglas helped this little old lady. They didn't know that she was Haven. They didn't know. Otherwise, they wouldn't have spent so much time with her because we probably contaminated her. Little old lady, and she goes, "Can you help me? Can you? Excuse me, gentlemen. Could you help me find a 17? How do I get to the 17th floor?" And that's the other thing. The elevators, not all the elevators take you up that high. See, and I had noticed that there was only one elevator that took you up to the 18th deck, and one elevator took you to the 17th deck. But all the other elevators only took you to the 16th deck, where we common folk could go. And she was looking for an elevator to take her to the 17th floor, and we couldn't find it, because why would we? We're not allowed up there. So what we did, we took the little old lady, we got her up to the 16th floor, and we escorted her to the stairs up to the 17th floor, okay? And then we get her to where she's going, and the door says, Haven guests only. And she says, "Thank you so much. Thank you so much." Yeah, first of all, she should have tipped us, all right, instead or something. She just thanked us. She got that kind of money. She should have given us some kind of gratitude. You know what I'm saying? So she, "Thank you so much, baby darling." Like she didn't say baby darling. She says, "Thank you so much, gentlemen." And she goes on through the door. And GD and Doug looked at each other and said, "God damn, that woman's Haven. We may have contaminated her. She may have to be hosed down for even getting near us." That's okay. But we're gonna pray for. Who was I praying for? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Whoever, Lord, you kept track, right? Okay, so I don't have to. That's one of God's guarantees. He keeps track, so we don't have to. In fact, it's right there in the heaven in the contract. When you become a minister, he knows you're imperfect. And he knows I'm imperfect and I make mistakes. So, if I fuck up, they have people keeping track. Or not people. They're not really people. They're just like angelical beings, people. Kind of. Fuck it. So, the internet guy, oh, Lord have mercy. Fuck him up the ass with a pineapple. I mean it. And I mean that in the nicest, most Christian way possible. So, and also I want to pray for the entire behind the scenes staff at theminddogtv.com. Okay, they could be anywhere today, but they chose to be here today, and that's worth something to everybody. All right. So thank you, behind the scenes people. God bless you, and thank you for being here. And speaking of the minddogtv.com, I don't have, like I said, I'm running late. Here we go. There's done something. minddogtv.com. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Here's an apple, and it's these So go to minddogtv.com, get fresh apples right off the tree. As a matter of fact, these are the same apples, not the very same, but the same kinds of apples that the Napo family feed the deer and the cat and the buffalo in the yard. The same healthy, organic grown apples, one the same. These are good. Oh, God. And these are the green ones. You should try the red ones too. Lord have mercy. Good apple. So, bless the people behind the scenes at minddogtv.com. They are doing the Lord's work. And between bites of the apple, I'm going to have a little bump for the Lord, because nothing says happy Sunday like a good bump for the Lord. Have mercy. Yeah, that's good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let us, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah, y'all? Yes, indeed. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah. So, I'm going to tell you a little about the cruise. We flew out from BWI, Baltimore Washington International Airport, George Thurgood Marshall Airport, as opposed to the Reagan National. I'm not even going to say that. It's just, let's say DC National Airport. I don't fly out of there. That place is fucking crazy and it's a mess. Flew out of BWI to SeaTac, Seattle Tacoma, Washington. Flew out there and spent the night in Seattle. The original plan was for GD to do some comedy, and the club that he wanted, the club that said he could perform at, was on the other side of the state from where we were. And once we realized what had happened, both sides, once the GD and his people and the club and their people said, shit, they said we misunderstood where you were going to be. We didn't realize you were in Seattle. We are like far away from Seattle. So we'll just hook this up another time. Don't worry about it. And he didn't. GD didn't worry about it. So that's why he didn't get to do Seattle. He didn't get to perform in Seattle, but that's okay. Or Washington, basically Washington State. So he could check it off his bucket list. That was one of the failures. That's one thing. But he got to do Alaska and the cruise ship. He got to perform and do some sets, and did a bang up job. So Seattle, we go up like this, and cruised up the coast, hit Alaska. Now I don't remember which towns we hit and in what order. I know there was one town called Sitka, and another one, Ketchikan, and Icy Point, and Juneau, and Vancouver. Now, I can't remember everything. Honestly, I can't. I wrote it down and I took pictures, and that's why I wrote things down and took pictures. And I wrote it down, and it's got in the other room. It's in the other room. All right, it's in the other room. I can't get it. Now, there's something I did want to mention last week, and I forgot. And I realized I forgot after the show was over. Okay, I remember what I wanted to do. All right, that when you go on these cruises, they have contracts that you're supposed to read and stuff. Now, I did not get the contract. I did not receive the contract until after I paid for the cruise. And a couple of days before we went to sail, they sent out this contract for us to read and I'm reading it, and it's, like I said, it's 18 pages long. I'm not even going to go over all the other shit, because like the first page is like the party of the first part, this part, and they say who's who and what's what. That's like that unimportant. Here's the important part. You get to the last page 18, and this is basically if you have any issues or if you want to sue them or something, this is how you do it. See, this is how you do it. If you want to sue them, they can only be sued in the Southern District of Florida. Okay, that yes. Do you know who's in charge of that court? That's right. You said it. Aileen Cannon. She's going to be the judge if you sue the cruise people. What kind of fucking justice? You know right there. As soon as you read that, you just say fuck it. And that's why I'm the money I lost on the Wi-Fi. No, I just said fuck it, because if I got to go through that shit, ain't worth it. And that's the plan. That's the plan. That's why they feel comfortable in fucking you over, because they know you're not going to go to the trouble of suing them in Florida unless you live in Florida. See, at any rate, so that's what I wanted to talk about last week, and I didn't, and now I know why. It's not exciting. I just thought it was not. I never thought it was exciting. I just thought that was worth mentioning in case you ever decide to go after the cruise, at least Norwegian cruise lines. You can only sue them in Florida, that district court. Now, oh yeah. So we didn't see any whales. I didn't, but most of my excursions that we did bike riding. And if you go bike riding and you see a whale, something's wrong. Went hiking, up to Glacier. And if you're hiking up a mountain and you see into a glacier and you see a whale, there's something wrong. Okay. And we did an excursion into town drinking liquor. And it was as the liquor excursion. And one of the matter of fact, a popular drink was called the duck fart. Yeah, duck farts, and you're supposed to do it like this. Is well, let me tell you what's in it: Kahlua, Bailey's, and Crown Royal. Crown Royal, the liquor, not Royal Crown, the soda. Crown Royal. Okay, and it's you put those three drinks in there, and because they're different weights and different viscosities, they form like a little layer like this in a shot glass. And supposedly you go like this, you say, tap, tap, quack, quack, and toss it back. Like that. Yep. Tap, tap, quack, quack, toss it back. And it was really good. It was really good. Now, things are expensive as shit up there. Because some of the places, the only way food gets in, not just food, the only way anything gets in there is by airplane. And now, except for the flu does not have to fly. That's what we figured out. Because we came in on a cruise ship, none of us flew in, and some people brought the flu back. Now, I'm still mad about that. I'm going to be mad about that until it goes away. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now, I forgot what was. Now, like I said, my flight got in at 6:30, so I didn't actually have time to set up a slideshow of pictures. So I can't do that. I can't do the slideshow, but I can do this. Let's try this. All right. Here we go. Beautiful. All right. I'm gonna work backwards. This is the night we left. See that? That's the night we left. That's that shiny thing there is the tip of the wing. All right. And see those little lights? That's the city of Seattle at nighttime. We're flying out of there. Now, the airplane is what's called it was a Alaska Airlines Boeing 737. All right. Now, when we flew up there, we took the same kind of plane, the Alaska 737, Boeing 737. And we didn't see the word Boeing anywhere on that airplane. like, you get in a car and it says Cadillac, you see an emblem on the wheel, Cadillac, and on the outside it says Cadillac, and on the front it says Cadillac, and on the doors it says Cadillac, and on the rims it says Cadillac. Well, on the plane, it just says Alaska Airlines. They didn't want you to be scared with the word Boeing. This time, I looked my ass off. I looked through the books about, even the books about the airplane did not say Boeing. It said 737, did not say Boeing. Alaska Airlines 737, it did not say Boeing. Now, this on the way back, I looked again, and on the outside of the plane, near the nose, okay, the word Alaska is like this big, like I don't know, you can't even see it, but it's like this, like, okay, see this? That's the top. See that? That's the bottom. That's like that. The word Boeing was like this. It's just like that. I kid you not. It's like that big and that long. Boeing, and it was near the front, near the cone of the plane. You didn't even if you blinked, you'd have missed it. They didn't want people to see that word Boeing on the airplane and get freaked out. So they hide it. They don't want you to know it's a Boeing. But you'll know. It sounds like a Boeing. It's like boing, 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 boing. So it sounds just like that. Yeah. So it's a Boeing. You just don't see it anywhere. Now, so we did. Let's say I can't remember the order in which we did stuff. And I know one day we rode bikes. We checked out a hatchery, a salmon hatchery. Now I have to admit that before I went to Alaska, I said salmon. I did, because, and let me show you something. I'm going to try to show you right here on the board. Oh, there it is, right there. I was wondering why that was there. See, can I do it here? Yeah. All right. SALOM. Okay. I have always pronounced that L. Okay. I've always pronounced that L. Even as a little kid, I pronounced it. Just like if I were to go to the store and buy one of these, I would pronounce that L. Okay. If I went to the store, I say almond. All right. I would say almond. So here I said salmon, because I pronounced that L right there. All right. And I think I may be the only person saying that. I don't know. But my wife always pronounced it SAMMON, salmon. Okay. That's how my wife pronounced it. And I'd say salmon, and she goes, "What's wrong with you? It's salmon." And I'd say salmon, and she'd say salmon. And you go up to Alaska, where the little bastards breed and live, they all say salmon. So when I was in Alaska, I said salmon. And as soon as I got back in Seattle, I started saying salmon again. All right. As soon as the plane landed. Matter of fact, I got Emona some souvenirs. And one of them, as a matter of fact, GD, and I got our wives the same things, because sometimes we didn't want them to have any kind of like envies, like, "Ooh, your husband spent more money than mine," or whatever. So I got my wife to say, we got the same things. And one of the things we got them was everything we got had to come from Alaska. All right. So made in Alaska, not like, "Oh, look, the shirt says Alaska," and you look at the label and it says made in China. No, we got the gifts from Alaska, and they were made in Alaska, by Alaskans, to actually help the Alaskan economy and Alaskan jobs. So one of the things we got was salmon jerky, because the ladies love the salmon jerky. And so I said, "Mona, I got you some salmon jerky." And then after she opened it, I said, I hope you like your salmon. They just went right back. I thought I was going to be a changed man, you know, kind of like having your ear hit with shrapnel, and you know real close, and you think you're a changed man, and next thing you know, you're just the same old stubborn son of a bitch you were before. That's how it was with me. You know, I came this close to a salmon. Okay, this close. Matter of fact, I got pictures of salmon jumping out of the water like this. You know, they're like, you know, just jumping out of the water. Got pictures of it. In video, it was like jumping out of the water. And then as soon as I turn off the camera, they go back to being salmon. But while I was looking at them eye to eye, sockeye to sockeye, they were salmon. And sockeye is a salmon, just this kind of salmon. Just so you know, like you got pinky and sockeye, and like 3 other types of salmon. See, when I'm thinking like they think, I say salmon. When I think like I think, I say salmon. So that's beside the point. This is good stuff, and it makes my throat feel good too. So excuse me while I bite the apple. Good apples. And if you want these apples, just go to mountaindogtv.com. You can order a peck, a barrel, a bushel. They'll be picked the same day and delivered fresh. These are the same apples that the Napo family feed the wild animals up back. The exact same apples. Good apples. Go to the website, buy some apples. And if by chance they're out of apples, you know, it could happen. Check out some of the other products. Okay, just don't get frustrated because they're out of apples, because the apples are very popular and they're going like hotcakes. Yes, the apples are selling like hotcakes. Don't ask me how that happens. I don't understand marketing, so I'm not a businessman. I'm a reverend. So get there, order today, order quickly before it's gone. All right. So we did the bicycling, we did the hatchery thing. Now the hatchery thing was kind of neat because we got to play with little salmon eggs and stuff like that. Let me show you something else we did at that was at the hatchery. I'll show you if I can find it. If I can find it, I will show it. We went to a museum in Seattle. It's called the Chihuly Museum. Got some really crazy pictures. Let me show you. There's a piece of artwork right there. You can't see that, can you? Let's try this one. Look at that. Can you see that? That's hanging from the ceiling. Look at that. Beautiful artwork. Yes, indeed. That's a restaurant. And see, that's a dick pic. Oh, here we go. Vase. That's a piece of glass artwork. Oh, let me try to make it so you can see it better. There we go. Because you got the glare. I'm trying to kill the glare. There we go. But really, that's a nice museum. But this museum is in Seattle. I can just excuse me while I delete this picture. Nobody needs to see that one. There we go. But I forgot what I was coming here for. I came in here to get something. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. That's all glass. That's all blown glass right there. That's in the Chihuly Museum in Seattle. Oh, shit. Let me delete that. No. What's that? Oh, no. Okay, that's a video. I'm not going to delete that. No, that's good stuff. Good. That's real. Oh, man. That's beautiful. Yeah. Lord have mercy. Okay, that's now that's GD and his buddy Doug. I took that picture. That's why I'm not in it. I took that picture. That was like the first night on the cruise. I think it was the first night. Yeah, it was the first night because I can tell by the shirt he's wearing. Yep. It was a really nice cruise. We were in Vancouver, and we did this nighttime walk in Vancouver. Went to their legislative building and just walked around Vancouver. That's part of the reason why GD could not perform in Canada. They were only in Vancouver for like 2 hours. That's it. They walked maybe 2.5 hours. Walk around, and we couldn't even make it to any place. Wasn't there long enough to have performed if he wanted to. So Canada's still a thing he needs to check on his bucket list. Washington, but he did add one more state, Alaska. So that's good. And the cruise ship, he did get to perform on a cruise ship. So, like I said, that got those two things checked off his bucket list. It did not help me at all. Okay, I didn't get to perform anywhere. I didn't get to do anything. I did get to argue with this Jew for Jesus guy on the street because he had a mega bullhorn. Yeah, bullhorn. And he is like proselytizing on the side of the street. And he's got this thing that says Jews for Jesus. And guess what? He's mispronouncing Jewish words. All right. Jews for Jesus. And he's trying to quote the Bible or the Old Testament, and he's mispronouncing Hebrew words. All right. And I know what happens. See, what happens is, I actually had to study some Hebrew. I studied Hebrew. And so my Hebrew is a little bit better than the average non-Jew. Don't compare my Hebrew to Jews who speak Hebrew. It ain't, no. And it's not that good, but it's better than those Goyim and those Gentiles, and the Spatzes, better Hebrew there. So these guys obviously went to Jews for Jesus school, and they were taught Hebrew by other Jews for Jesus who didn't know how to speak Hebrew either. But they grab onto a word or two and to make them sound legitimate. And they were mispronouncing those words. So I had to stop and correct them, and break it down for them, So I got into some arguments with the Jews for Jesus because they weren't speaking the right kind. They weren't speaking Hebrew correctly. So that was fun for me. I did enjoy it because if you're a man of the cloth and you get an opportunity to shout somebody down, you like it. I did. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. My ego went like, next day, you Jews for Jesus, don't you know what Hebrew sounds like? Man, I had to get into the shit. And then they started getting their history wrong. I had to get into the shit, and GD was like, oh, come on, man. Doug is like, we'll come back for him. Leave him, we'll come back. And they did. They left me, and I had to get what for? I gave him, that's right. Gave him a piece of my mind. Good Pete, good chunk. Which is also another reason why I'm so out of it today. Like I said, I'm exhausted, fucking exhausted. Late flight or early. We left at 9. We left at 10 o'clock last night, Seattle time, and then when you lose 3 hours, and then the 5-hour flight, it's like we were in the air for 8 hours. Technically, it was only 5 hours, but we lost 8 hours. It was 8 hours later when we landed. Fucking exhausted. And oh Lord have mercy. All right. I had downloaded some shows for me to watch. All right. I downloaded the shows, and on the flight out there, I was watching, there's a series called Hit Monkey, right? Hit Monkey. It's about a monkey who's a hitman. Okay. And I watched episodes 1 through 4 on the way up to Seattle from Maryland. And episode 5 didn't download for some reason. So when I get to Seattle, I download 5 and I download 10 so I could watch 5 through 10 on the way back. Guess what? It wouldn't do it. It wouldn't play them. It said that I needed an internet connection. Why do you need an internet connection when it's downloaded to your damn device? I downloaded to the device, so I wouldn't need the internet signal. And it just sat there saying, I need connection. I need connection. I need connection. And the worst thing is I tested it in the hotel room. I tested it in the hotel room. Because as soon as we got to Seattle, since I had signal in the hotel room, I said I'm gonna go download the rest of these things in another program. None of them weren't even there, and I sat there and tested them. And we're trying to figure out what the hell happened. The other thing, and this is the thing that pissed me off too. My intention was to use my phone, this thing here, as a hotspot, and do the show. Log into, join into the coffee with the dog with my tablet here. So because the tablet actually can handle, if I use the phone, it freezes up and stuff like that. You remember there was a guy named Willie there. He used to always freeze up. He was using the phone. Once we became administrators or something, it fucked with the phone. So being an administrator, I use the phone as a hotspot, and I go through the tablet, and it alleviated all that problem. The thing is, once you're on the ship, their Wi-Fi disables your hotspot on your phone. That's right. You can't use the hotspot on your phone. It won't let you do it. So even though you're paying for the internet, you can't use it the way you want. Man, that's another thing that pissed me off about that. So if you ever go on a cruise, you check that fine print. You find or you do something. Because paying for it ain't enough. And I don't even have an answer for it. I just have frustration and anger. And man, I called my wife. We were in port, and so I called her, and I started yelling. Not at her, but I was just angry. And she goes, "Why are you so mad? You're on vacation. You should be happy." And I said, "Well, I was happy. I was having a good time." I said, I was happy. I was having a good time. And I called you to tell you about the good time I was having. Then I couldn't get through, and I was sending emails, and I get frustrated. And so I had a good time. I couldn't tell you about the good time I had when I was having a good time because the internet wasn't working. So I was made my good time a bad time. I just got angry, so it was just, and it wasn't just me, it was everybody. Before you say, "Oh, Reverend, you old, you don't know shit about technology. You couldn't Wi-Fi your way out of a paper bag." Well, fuck you, and you're wrong. Everybody was having that problem. So there. But we're back. We made it back safely. And I thank you all for your blessings and prayers. I know you were praying for my safe return. And I don't know if you are praying for GD's safe return. Don't know, but he's back anyway. And he's already asleep. He's exhausted. He's almost as tired as I am, but he didn't have to stay up for this. He got me set up, and then he went to bed. And he just showed me what buttons to push, and it says, "You can't fuck it up. Even you can't fuck it up." And then last minute, behind the scenes people showed up and took over so that I didn't have to fuck it up. Lord, Allah be praised. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. Ham salami bacon. Absolutely. Allah Akbar. That's right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare fish nuts, Hare fish nuts. I love that thing. So, having said all that, I am close to running out of things to say. I'm going to have the behind the scenes people play this brief commercial while I think.
Comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
Summer and fall.
now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
Thank you, AI lady. Oh, that's speaking of AI. Uh, we got off the ship. Uh, we returned from Canada. We returned to Seattle. We got off the ship around 9:30. Well, let me back up, just back. Back. That was Saturday. The ship came back. On Friday, they put a note on the door for GD, and it says, Mr. Fenderson, come down to the credit office. We owe you $24.90. They couldn't put it on his card. So he goes down to the credit thing, stands in line for about half an hour. He gets up there and they say, well, you $24.90. How do you want it? We can't put it on your card. What do we mean? So they said, so if you want it back, you have to take it in cash. So $24.90 to give GD cash. He stands in line for half an hour for that. So that's Friday. Saturday, they pick up the luggage and they take the luggage to the airport. Now, when you check your luggage, this is why we did this. If you take your luggage to the airport, it's $35 to check your bag. If the cruise ship does it, it's only $30. So we said, okay, do the cruise ship. Now, we had these passes, and whenever you buy something that doesn't come with as part of the package, they bill your room, which basically means they're billing your credit card, because you have one on file attached to your room number. Okay, so you use this little badge, bam, and it goes to your card. So when I did my luggage, bam, $30. And Doug, it went on and he saw it on his bill. So Saturday, we're sitting, waiting to leave, and they called GD over the intercom. Well, we all had to go. Okay, we couldn't just, we're about to leave the ship, and they calling GD back. So we all go back. We all stand in line. We're in line for like 45 minutes. We're in line so long that they call GD again. Right over, he's in line. There's like 4 people in front of him, and they call him over the loudspeaker again to come to the credit desk. And so GD just starts yelling, goes, I'm right here. Where are you? He goes, I'm in line. I've been here for 40 minutes. Where have you been? And then GD, and then he's yelled something like, y'all got 4 people over in guest services and only 1 person over here in credit. So why don't you bring somebody over here for credit? Get this line moving. So, and then the other people started yelling. God bless GD. He started a mini riot. Everybody starts yelling, and everybody starts yelling. So they got somebody come over and help out. So GD finally gets up there and they say, you owe us $30. Now they just gave GD $24.90 yesterday, Friday. All right. And in fact, GD says, well, why can't I just leave this on here to the last day and then settle it? Whatever's left over, because I might spend that much more. And I was like, no, we got to settle it today. So Friday, GD owed him $30 because they didn't bill his room when he sent his luggage over to the airport. They didn't bill the room. And so all of a sudden he had to pay them the $24.90 they gave him. He gave that back to them plus some more cash, make it $30. There was that kind of confusion the entire cruise. And it wasn't the crew, it was always financial stuff. All right. And they'd have like contradictory information, and my theory is that, they want to get you so confused, you don't know if you paid or not paid, and they keep asking you for money and you keep giving it. So, but that's okay. That was my experience with the cruise. yours may vary. But I can tell you now, I'm not a big cruise guy. I like to visit places and stay for a while. I don't like these excursions where you don't have anything, to do or say. You're just in and out and in and out. It's like prostitute. You pay and you get in and out. So that's I thank you for listening. And I just want to say that on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and my family, my wife, Ramona, my kids, Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, and our dog Stop Dropping, we wish you safe travels. I'm glad to be back, and I'll be back next week with a real sermon, and hopefully you'll be there to join us at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox time on Mind Dog TV and everywhere that our word is heard. In the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah. Fuck yeah! Yes, indeed. Yes, Lord. Mm-hmm.